Hey guys, I hope you're having a great day today. My name's Trevor Palmer.
My name is Angela Chuck.
And we are owners of South Atlanta CrossFit. And welcome to our YouTube channel. My name is Trevor Palmer. I've been owner of South Atlanta CrossFit since 2011. I've been doing CrossFit since 2007 and coaching for about 12 years. What brought me into the CrossFit realm was being a firefighter paramedic and seeing the adaptability of doing CrossFit for that job. I got hooked instantly, and it's been a love relationship ever since that moment, and I can't imagine doing anything else. Angela?
So I have been doing CrossFit for about 10 years now. I walked into the gym just like anybody else and immediately fell in love. I became a coach about 5 years ago, and since then we've had 3 beautiful children. So for me, CrossFit isn't just a lifestyle. It really is about staying in the best health for myself, my family, and especially my children.
So the videos that we're gonna film are for your enjoyment first, but it's also to be educational. We like to be a source of knowledge for everybody when it comes to the CrossFit movements. And Angela and I have decided that it's important that we can get to more people other than just within these 4 walls. So we want to spread our knowledge, and we want to get out to you guys about the movements and how to do them properly with good technique and good form.
So with these movement instructions, we are going to help you guys function better, live better, and perform better.
So the first movement that we're going to talk to you guys about is the air squat. This is probably the foundation of all the movements that we do in here. Without a good air squat, there'll be a lot of issues down the road. So this is the first thing that you really want to focus on and get really good at, all right? So Angela here is going to demonstrate an air squat, and I'm going to talk to you about the key points of performance while we're going through this movement, all right? So the first thing she's going to do is she's going to get her stance. So she's going to get her feet just outside her hips. Her toes are going to be slightly turned out. This is going to be a good width to incorporate the entire part of the leg, not only the quads or just the posterior, the hamstrings and glutes. This kind of incorporates the entire leg. Once she has her stance, she's going to keep her chest up as upright as possible, and she's going to shift her weight into her heels, all right? So she should be able to wiggle her toes as she goes through this air squat. As she descends, she's going to focus on pushing her hips back first, keeping that chest up. She's going to maintain that lumbar curve. Little side profile. Go ahead, Angela. See how she goes down, keeping that chest upright, and the weight's back on her heels, and that is a good air squat.
So one of the major benefits of the air squat is if you drop something on the ground, obviously you want to be able to pick it up without any pain, and being able to get down into that range of motion and get back easily is very important. One of the other major benefits that I like to remind people is if you like to go dancing and you want to go to the club, you want to be able to do this easily and get back up. The air squat is also very functional because if you're a mom like me and you have to pick up your kids from the seated position and then come back up, you want to be able to have the strength and flexibility in your hips, knees, and ankles to be able to do that with ease.
All right, to continue with our squat process, we're going to talk about the front squat. So we talked about the air squat, which is the foundation of all our squats, and then we're going to continue on with the front squat. So the front squat this time is with the load in the frontal plane. So Angela here is going to grab this barbell. She's going to bring it up to the rack position, okay? Now with this profile, you guys will be able to see that she has a nice relaxed grip with her hands. Her elbows are nice and high, and that helps keep that chest upright as she goes through the front squat. So her feet are going to be in her typical stance of the air squat, so toes slightly turned out, just outside the hips. From here, she's going to maintain that lumbar curve as she descends into her squat, making sure that hip crease is below the knee, elbows stay nice and high, and she'll stand from there. Good, do one more for me. Notice how her posture stays up. She's getting nice and low, and the elbows are maintaining that parallel to the floor. Go ahead and stand. Good job.
So a couple key things that we can see with Trevor as he initiates that front squat is that he has his elbows up, the bar is resting on his collarbone and his shoulders, so it is closest to the center line of his body, and we want to maintain that positioning as he squats. And if you guys were to do this exercise at home, you will find that there's a lot of core engagement in keeping that barbell upright. Trevor's going to keep his chest as high as possible, and he will feel that tension all throughout the midsection, and obviously he's working the legs as well.
All right, guys, we're going to talk to you about the overhead squat. So this squat is probably the most difficult out of all the squats, just for flexibility purposes and comfort, and maintaining that overhead position, right? So think of the overhead squat as something, if you're carrying something overhead, it incorporates a lot of core stabilization and a lot of flexibility, okay? So Angela here is going to demonstrate a really good overhead squat for us. So she's going to grab the barbell. She's going to have a nice wide grip, and that helps with that flexibility in the shoulder as she brings the weight overhead. So she'll bring that barbell overhead, and notice her position as she's overhead, right? She's showing you her armpits, her arms are locked out, and she's got a nice straight line over the top of her head, right? So now she's going to get her stance with her feet. So that's going back to the front squat, going back to the air squat as far as that stance. It never really changes, okay? From here, again, she's maintaining that upright position. She's pushing those knees out. That hip crease gets below the knee, and she stands up. Good, show us from the side. Good, she's got a nice straight up and down. Her shoulders are nice and activated. She's gonna push her hips back, weights in the heels, hip crease below the knee once again. That's good depth, and she's gonna stand from there. And that is a really, really good overhead squat.
So the overhead squat is one of my favorite movements, and it's one of my favorite because it's one of the most challenging, therefore it's one of the most rewarding. If you can press an object overhead and maintain that stability and the tightness in your shoulders and also tightness in your midline, you'll find that you can achieve this position and get into your squat and then come back up. It takes a lot of strength, a lot of balance, and a lot of flexibility, range of motion as well. So work on that, guys, and let us know how you feel.
Thank you guys for joining us for our squat series. Once again, my name is Trevor Palmer.
I'm Angela Chuck.
And we are owners of South Orlando CrossFit, and no time like the present to start your fitness journey.